Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have discussed about the essential requirements of an instrument. So, what are the essential requirements of an instrument? First one is deflecting torque, second one is controlling torque, and the third one is damping torque. So, deflecting torque can be obtained by using any of the effects like magnetic effect, electromagnetic induction effect, or thermal effect or Hall effect, etc. Whereas second one is controlling torque. So controlling torque can be obtained by any two methods. One is spring control method and the gravity control method. So the deflected pointer, you need to control the pointer. For that you need the controlling torque. So this can be provided either by spring control method or gravity control method. Next, the third one is damping torque. So damping torque can be produced by either eddy current method or air friction damping or fluid friction damping. Out of these three, eddy current damping is more efficient. Okay, so this is about the last class, and in the today's class I am going to explain you what is an voltmeter. So what is a voltmeter? Voltmeter is an instrument which is used to measure the voltage, and ammeter is an instrument which is used to measure the current. That's what we all know, but there is some more you need to know. So here, so we all know this definition. So an instrument which is used to measure the potential difference or voltage between 2 points in the circuit is called voltmeter. So this is all known definition. And next, ammeter is an instrument which is used to measure electrical current in the circuit is called ammeter. Next one, what are the differences between ammeter and voltmeter? The main point which you need to remember is ammeter and voltmeter works on the same principle. So what is that principle? So both are current control devices only. Both are current control devices. That is very important. Both the deflecting torque will depend for both the instruments, either ammeter or voltmeter. Both the instruments depend on the current flowing through the instrument. The deflecting torque is proportional to the current flowing through the instrument. For an ammeter, there is no, here we can see that there is no difference in the operating principles of ammeter and voltmeter. Both are current operated devices. That is, the deflecting torque is produced when the current flows through the coil. The deflection takes place whenever the current flows through the coil. Then what is the difference between an ammeter and voltmeter? So the difference is for an ammeter, the deflecting torque is proportional to the current flowing through the device, whereas for an voltmeter, the deflecting torque is proportional to the current which is proportional to the voltage. That is the only slight difference, but both are current operated devices only. An ammeter is always connected, we know that an ammeter is always connected in series in a circuit, right? And a voltmeter is always connected in parallel to the in the circuit. So ammeter, as the ammeter is connected in series to the circuit, however the resistance, always the resistance should be small. Whereas for voltmeter it is always connected in parallel in the circuit. So the resistance should be always high. Okay. So an ammeter and voltmeter are both same. So an ammeter can be converted into voltmeter by connecting high resistance in series with this. You can note this point. An ammeter can be converted into a voltmeter by connecting high resistance in series with it. Okay, we can connect. You can convert an ammeter into a voltmeter by connecting a high resistance in series with the ammeter. Okay, so both the ammeter and voltmeter both are current operating devices only. There is no difference between these two. So this is about the ammeter and voltmeter. So there are different types of ammeters and voltmeters. So some are, you can observe the ammeters and voltmeters, there might be written MC and MI. What is MC and what is MI? MC indicates moving coil and Mi indicates moving iron. So that means some ammeters are used to measure the DC current, whereas some ammeters are used to measure the AC current. So here, so what are the different types of instruments here? So what are the different types? First one is permanent magnet moving coil type, that is MC type, and the second one is moving iron type, that is Mi type, and the third one is electrodynamometer type instrument. So these three are the different type of instruments which we are going to study now. So in that first one, PMMC type is used to measure only DC, either DC current or DC voltage, and MI instruments are used only to measure the alternating current, that is AC type, AC current or AC voltage only. Whereas electrodynamometer type instruments can be used to measure either the AC current or DC current. So these three are the different types of instruments for an voltmeter and an ammeter. So in that first one, PMMC type, that is permanent magnet moving coil type. So let us see now PMMC instrument. So permanent magnet moving coil instrument, as the name itself indicates, permanent magnet moving coil. That means there will be a permanent magnet. If you observe in this diagram, there will be permanent magnet, and in between these two permanent magnet there is a moving coil. This is the coil which will be moving in between the permanent magnet. So the name is called permanent magnet moving coil. So the moving coil is placed between permanent magnets, so it is called permanent magnet moving coil. So let us see the construction of this PMMC instrument. So here you can see this N and S, North Pole and South Pole. These are the permanent magnet. In between these permanent magnet there is an aluminium former. So aluminium former will be there. On this former there you will be wounding. This aluminium former is the core. On this aluminium former you will wind the coil. You will wind the coil over the aluminium former. To this aluminium former, it is placed on the spindle. This is the vertical line here shown is the spindle. This spindle is placed between the pivot and jewel bearings for the support. For the support purpose, it is placed between the pivot and jewel bearings, and there are springs attached to the spindle. Springs attached to the spindle. So springs acts as the, you might have heard this. What are the why springs are used in the last class? So why these are used? These are used as the controlling torque, produce the controlling torque. Next, on the spindle itself there is one pointer placed which will be moving over the scale, and there is also mirror placed here below the pointer. This mirror is provided to avoid the parallax error, and for this pointer a balancing weight is also provided. Okay, this is about the construction. So what are the main parts in the PMMC instrument? So permanent magnet, the first point. Next point is the aluminium former. On the aluminium former, here there will be coil placed, and this will be attached to the spindle. On the spindle is between the pivot and jewel bearings for the support, and on spindle there will be spring attached and the pointer attached, and there is a scale with a mirror. Okay, this is about the construction. Now let us look about the working principle. So the working principle of PMMC instrument is it works on Lorentz force. So what is Lorentz force? Lorentz force you might have heard. It is a motoring principle. So what is motoring principle? So whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, what happens? It experiences a force. That force is called Lorentz force. That force is called Lorentz force. So that because of that force, this coil will be moving on the spindle. So the spindle also moves. So the pointer attached on the spindle also moves on the scale. Also moves on the scale. So now once again I explain you. So what is the working principle here? So the working principle is Lorentz force, that is motoring principle. So what is this Lorentz force? Whenever a current carrying conductor, is placed between the magnetic field, then it experiences a force which is called Lorentz force. Because of this Lorentz force, the pointer will start moving on the scale. So the reading on the scale is known is the amount of current or voltage which you need to measure. Okay, this is the working. So operating principle. Next, this operating principle. So this is an instrument, right? So for any instrument, I told there should be three requirements. One is the deflecting torque. Second one is controlling torque, and the third one is damping torque. So what about the deflecting torque? So deflecting torque is nothing but because of the electromagnetic induction, there is the deflection. And next, coming to the controlling torque, the controlling torque is provided by the hair springs which are mounted on the spindle. Hair springs, you can see here, there are springs here, hair springs. This will be producing the controlling torque, and the damping torque is produced by the eddy current damping. So eddy current damping means this aluminum former is placed in the magnetic field so that circulating currents will be there. This circulating currents will oppose the main current which is flowing through the circuit. So this is the principle for eddy current damping. So the damping here provided is eddy current damping. So what are the essential requirements for an instrument? First one is deflecting torque. Deflecting torque here is electromagnetic induction. Next one is controlling torque. Here the controlling torque is provided by the hair springs. And the third one is damping torque. The damping torque is provided in this instrument is eddy current damping, which is provided by the aluminum former which is placed in the magnetic field. So this is about the working. So now, so the basic principle, as I explained you, the basic principle of PMMC instrument is Lorentz force. So that is D'Arsonval moment. That is when a current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, a mechanical force is exerted on the conductor. That force is called Lorentz force. So the springs provide the controlling torque as well as the incoming and outgoing leads for the current. So the springs which we have provided on the spindle will not only provide the controlling torque but also acts as the incoming and outgoing path for the current. Next one, the aluminum former provides the eddy current damping. To damp out the oscillations. So deflecting torque. So here the deflecting torque is nothing but electromagnetic induction. So TD is equal to, you might be remembering, TD is equal to BINA. So BINA. So B is nothing but the flux linkages, and next I is the current flowing through the conductor, N is the number of turns of the coil, A is the area of cross section of the coil. So here for a magnet, B is constant, number of turns is constant, area of cross section is constant for the conductor. So this for the coil, these three are constant except the current. So these three B, N, A are replaced by G is into I. So TD is equal to some constant into current. So TD is directly proportional to the current. Next, controlling torque. So that a controlling torque here is nothing but spring control. As we already studied, for a spring control, TC is equal to K into theta. That K is nothing but spring constant. And at equilibrium, at steady state, we know that the deflecting torque should be equal to the controlling torque. So G into I is equal to K into theta. G into I is equal to K into theta. That implies theta is proportional to I. So the deflection, the amount of deflection will be directly proportional to the current passing through the instrument. So whatever, if the ammeter is placed in the circuit, then the pointer will be deflected. So the amount of deflection is nothing but the what is the amount of current you need to measure. So that directly gives you the measurement of current. So this is the operating principle. Next one, advantages. So what are the different advantages of PMMC instrument? So let us see now. Consumes less power and has great accuracy. So this PMMC instrument will consume less amount of power and has great accuracy. Uh, how you can say that it consumes less power? Means this has high torque to weight ratio. This has high torque to weight ratio. So in this point you can see the PMMC has high torque to weight ratio, so that it requires less current. So as it requires less current, there will be less amount of power loss in the instrument. So that is, it consumes less power and has great accuracy also. And it has uniformly divided scale. Uniformly divided scale, why I am saying here is, as we had derived the equation, theta is proportional to I. So theta is proportional to I means that it will be directly proportional to the current. It will be directly proportional to the current. So the scale will be uniformly divided. And it can be modified as ammeter or voltmeter. We know that ammeter can be modified into a voltmeter by connecting high resistance in series with the ammeter. Okay, in series with the ammeter you can convert into voltmeter. Now, what are the different? Next one, very effective and reliable damping is possible because of eddy current damping. As we know that in the damping torque methods, air friction damping, fluid friction damping, eddy current damping. Out of these three methods, eddy current damping is very efficient. So here in this PMMC instrument, we are using a eddy current damping. So this is very efficient, very effective and reliable damping is possible because of eddy current damping. Next, coming to the disadvantages of PMMC instrument. So what are the different disadvantages? Can be used on DC supply only. So as the PMMC instrument is used for only DC measurement of DC current or DC voltage, this can be restricted to the AC voltage. Whenever you connect it to the AC supply, what happens is, for the positive supply, positive cycle, it will show the reading. But whereas in case of the negative cycle, the pointer has to go back. The current should be reversed. The current will be reversed, that is negative direction, and the pointer has to go back. So in this case, it will not be able to show the reading. So it is not useful for the AC supply. It is useful only for the DC supply. And it is costly as compared to the moving coil iron instruments. Here you are using the permanent magnets. Permanent magnets you are using, so it will be very much costly than the moving iron instruments. Next, errors are caused due to friction, temperature and aging of control springs. Here you are using control springs, so these control springs might be damaged because of late aging effect, and also due to friction and temperature there will be different errors. So some amount of errors will be occurring. So you know these errors, this is the some disadvantage for the PMMC instrument. So these are the disadvantages of PMMC instrument. So what is PMMC instrument principle? So it is nothing but permanent magnet moving coil. So moving coil is placed in between permanent magnets, so it is called permanent magnet moving coil. And the operating principle is nothing but Lorentz force. So whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, it experiences a force, mechanical force. So this force is called the Lorentz force. Because of this force, the pointer will be deflected. So it shows the reading. And the amount of deflection is directly proportional to the current to be measured. So as it is directly proportional, the scale will be uniform. So that is one advantage also. So this is about the permanent magnet moving coil. In the next class, we can study about the moving iron instruments. So moving iron instruments are used to measure the AC currents or AC voltage. We know that any instrument can be used as ammeter or voltmeter. The instrument to be used as voltmeter. If you want to convert an ammeter into voltmeter, you need to add a high amount of resistance in series with the ammeter. Okay, this is about the permanent magnet moving coil instrument. Next one is MI instruments. I will be telling you in the next class. Okay, thank you.